We got a little bit of a breeze coming through with a cold front coming in, and that's going to bring us some cooler air. But I'll tell you, if you're driving in a presidential limo, I don't think you'd be complaining about the weather. But hey, let's talk about what's going on. We had a cold morning start. We dropped down to 30 degrees at the Salt Lake City airport this morning. Now, what's interesting is we haven't been that cold in 235 days. That was the last time we were at 30 or below at the airport there. That was back on March the 14th. I took a little deep dive into some of the numbers there for you. Now, to look at this video, this is from the weekend. This was from the National Weather Service at about 1:20 in the morning on Saturday. We had our first snowflakes make their way down to the valley floor as that rain switched over to some snowflakes. And we had some of that flying around on Saturday morning early while you were sleeping. We may see some of that again, maybe this time during the day, and that's something that we're going to talk about now. So we've got that northerly flow that's bringing in our next weather system. You see this blue line, that's a cold front, and that's what's heading our way. This is our Tuesday weather maker, and so you notice it has some rain and snow shower activity with it, but the center of the storm is over Canada. So as it drops south, it's going to lose a lot of its moisture. It's going to become what we call moisture starved. But there's going to be a little bit of moisture that's still going to be able to be squeezed out or wrung out here as that cold air comes in. It almost acts like a wet rag and squeezes out any available moisture. So you can kind of see that now over southeastern portions of Idaho here. A few snow flurries, a few sprinkles showing up there. And that's not going to be the main event. But as we go into our election day morning, we'll have a chance of a few rain and snow showers during the first half of the day, primarily for areas up towards Cache Valley and some of our mountain locations off to the north and east. But as we get towards lunchtime and heading into the early afternoon hours, that's going to be a little better chance of us seeing a few snow showers here along the Wasatch Front down through central portions of Utah before drying out as we get towards the late evening hours. And notice those temperatures, they're going to stay on the chilly side. So here's that cold front coming through tonight. Notice after midnight or so, we could have a snow shower or flurry up along Cache Valley. I don't think it'll amount to much. It kind of fizzles out. But then we start the morning, I think most of us will be dry across the Beehive State. But by lunchtime, we start to see those scattered snow showers developing first in the higher elevations and then drifting south along the I-15 corridor across the Wasatch Front down through the I-15 corridor. Now notice this is going to be scattered in nature, so not everyone is going to see this, and it's not going to amount to a ton of accumulation, but there will be some scattered snow showers out there through the evening hours before we dry things out, and then it's all about the cold as we head beyond that. So as far as any accumulation goes, again, very light amounts expected here with this activity. The dark blue, which is pretty isolated in nature, is primarily up towards the cottonwoods and areas like that. That's where we could get up to maybe 4 inches of snow, but that's going to be very isolated. Most of us were talking a dusting to a covering at best as that moves through. The bigger story with this system as it moves through is going to bring in some much colder air. So notice the low temperatures as we get towards the Wasatch Front here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning. I think we're going to be well down into the low to mid 20s. So our first couple of hard freezes showing up during that time. And even in St. George, we're talking freezing temperatures, I think, especially by Thursday into Friday morning. So here comes that first system bringing us the cold air and, yeah, that slight chance of a wintry mix. Then it's all about the cold by the time we get into your Wednesday and Thursday. The good news is I do see a little bit of a moderating trend as we head towards the weekend as high pressure builds back in. So let's hope that comes to pass because we could be looking at more colder air as we head into next week as well. So in St. George, we're going to be looking pretty good out there, of course, with those temperatures. Low 60s, mainly dry there until late Tuesday evening. And then notice, though, we're down near freezing by the time we get towards Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning. The Wasatch Front, a few rain and snow showers tomorrow. Don't let that stop you from getting out to vote, but just bundle up. But otherwise, get ready for a couple of hard freezes during the morning hours.
Ooh, okay.
And it's not the only thing you've got to get ready for this week, Wes. There's a lot.